Hello everyone, it's Alex Radcliffe from Board Game Co. And today with me I have Johannes and Sunniva from Board Game Ramblings. Hello.
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 Can I
How
get
are
like
you?
can I get a hello, the official one?
Hello, everyone.
Yes. Oh, I love it every single time. Yeah, so if you don't already know, and links by the way to everything down below, if you don't already know, Johannes and Sunniva do a whole bunch of different content from games leaving their collection, which we'll talk about more in a second, to playthroughs and reviews. They do a ton of playthroughs and reviews. They manage to get every single game that people want before everyone else gets the game. I don't know who they're talking to, but I want names. I want some of your contacts or something, because you have everything. I'm like, oh my gosh, I got this game, and then the next day it's a video on your channel. Yes, every time. So and then they do anything. They do. Do you guys do top 10 lists? I think you do, right?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes,
top
we
10
do.
lists. You do live streams, absolutely all the stuff you expect to see, and they're fun to watch. I mean, they're fun to watch. That's basically the
Oh,
short
thank
version.
you.
Yay.
Yeah. So today's video, for those who don't know, because I don't know what the title of this video is, I'll figure it out later. But for those who don't know, this video is going to be basically 20 questions, not the 20 questions you're used to, but it's 20 specific questions that I have picked that are literally just what I did. So for context, what I did here, both based on the videos I've already watched, because I watch your videos, as well as crawling through some stuff. I just came up with 20 questions about games that hopefully you know enough to answer all these questions, or it's not really no, it's a matter of opinion. But if you haven't played it, the opinion parts can be harder. But they're going to be different questions that I'm asking to both of you at once, and it's going to be a 3, 2, 1, go kind of thing, and you both answer simultaneously, and then the conversation develops. Whether it's why you agree, disagree, all that kind of stuff. And starting off, are you ready? Are you prepped?
Yeah.
Because they don't know,
Oh, yeah.
for all of you, they don't know any of these questions.
Yeah,
at all.
yeah. We're like super nervous.
This
if
is the
we-
weirdest video ever to record, like, because usually I'm like a bit prepared. Now I have no
You
idea. I
can't
just sat
possibly
down
prepared. Not in the slightest.
No.
So, starting off, question number 1, and again, it's gonna be I'm gonna answer the question and then go 3, 2, 1, go, so you don't have a lot of time to think about it. Will you successfully play all 600 games? 3, 2, 1, go.
Yes.
Woo! You guys are both confident. So
Yeah, but you said 600 because we're counting in like new games we get this year as well. And those I am actually unsure about, but the 600 games we have in a collection, yeah, I'm positive.
okay, so those who don't know, that was a question about the fact that the two of you just started this channel this challenge that I am so jealous of and am not even trying to replicate because I would fail. But it's basically you're going through all 600 games in your collection this year and choosing which are staying and which are going.
Yes.
Absolutely insane.
That's true. So, yeah, we are playing those 600 and we're also doing reviews for new games and playthroughs and Kickstarter games and stuff like that. And the cool thing is that we are giving away everything that we're not keeping. So, for people who want to win stuff, it's cool as well. Like, it's a year-long giveaway. I'm just a year of giving, basically. Because we have a lot of good games that we don't play and we're not going to miss. So, we just want people to have them and have fun, basically.
Oh,
So-
yeah, calling the game does not mean that the games aren't any good. So
No.
there's a lot of good games that we're just not having in the collection anymore.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I get rid of games all the time, and sometimes I get rid of games because they weren't to my taste, but more often than not, they're good games, but there's only so many good games you can actually have.
Oh yeah, I saw some of your videos on how to keep a lean collection before we started going into the series. And I was just like, oh, I can't settle for mediocre. I have this slogan inside my head right now.
Yeah, for me, the biggest one, and I actually want to redo that video. That was one of my first videos. I want to redo it with like more stuff or whatever. But the biggest one on the list for me there is the math. The aspect of do the math, of figure out how much time you actually have to play games, and how often you want games to hit the table, and then realize doesn't matter what you think. At a certain point, you have to start getting rid of games just because there's not enough time.
Yeah, but you're talking to a collector. He's a collector.
Well,
so it's very hard to get that message across.
Yeah, we started getting rid of games like 4 years ago, and if we hadn't, we would have had so many games. I think we have.
You needed some convincing.
Before now, we have sold and given away, I think, like 500 games in the last
Nice.
4 years. So it would have, if we hadn't, this would be playing over 1,100 games in a year, and that wouldn't happen. So I'm happy we have like 600 now.
Yeah, I keep
And it also
mine
would be
I keep mine to around 300. Generally, I generally am in that range. Right now, I'm starting to creep up a bit just because now I'm starting to do content creation as well. So I'm getting all these games from publishers, which means I'm getting 2 sources of games, which makes it even harder. But I try to keep it in the 300 range. 600, I can't even imagine.
it's a lot of games.
Okay.
And a lot of games we haven't played in years.
So apparently, anyone else subscribe? If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, first of all, shame on you for not clicking that link down below. Second of all, is apparently free games. So head on over to the channel, and subscribe for free games too. That's me. So that's question 1. That was I was curious what you would answer there. I was curious whether one of you was weaker, but you feel confident. Okay. So question number 2, and this one I'm not certain if you've played both of these. So we'll see how it goes. Which is the better offshoot dice game? Trayz dice or Rajas of the Ganges dice? 3, 2, 1, go.
Rogers of the Ganges dice, because
we haven't played
it, but it has to be better
than Trayz dice.
Wait, don't you have Trayz dice?
We reviewed it.
Yeah.
Wait, so oh wow, that was dark. Okay. Okay, so because Trayz was the one I was sure you played, Rajas was the one I wasn't.
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
So yeah, I know people like Trayz dice, but for me it was just nothing.
But have you played them both? What do you think?
I haven't played either. I love Rajas and I love Trayz. Both of them are solid games in my collection. Which one do I prefer? Ooh, that's tough. Rajas is more accessible. Trayz, I think, is a better game.
Agreed, absolutely on that.
But so both of these games are inherently on my radar because, I mean, they may not hold up. That's fine. Most offshoots for me don't, but I have to try them.
Yeah.
But oh my gosh, wow, that was dark. Raja straight off the bat. Okay. Cool. Question number 3. And you haven't played Raja, that still hurts. Okay. Question number 3. Which game has worse art? Terraforming Mars or Alien Frontiers? 3, 2, 1, go.
Alien
Terraforming
Frontiers.
Mars.
Oh, yes, a disagreement. Okay, good. I was hoping for one of those.
But you have played Alien Frontiers once, right?
Yeah, but I still remember what it looks like, and it's pretty blonde. At least in Terraforming Mars, I know it's not pretty, but at least it's unique. I get like the sciencey feeling from it, so I'm happy by the art. I know a lot of people hate it, but I don't mind.
No, and you're also talking to me, who likes plotter games and feel like they look okay.
Oh, yeah.
So
I should have picked the Spada game.
Yeah, but I would basically be like, because I love good art, but I don't care if the art is bad. So I can still say like, oh, this doesn't look too bad, but it doesn't bother me in any way. But Terraforming Mars has that. It never bothered me too much, but it has that kind of clip art and everything. I think it doesn't. Yeah, so this is one I don't really have too much to say about.
But Alien Frontiers doesn't look that good either.
No, it doesn't. But it has some dice with colors.
Is that art? Would you classify dice as art?
So I'm kind of with Sunniva in this one, but potentially for a different reason, which is I expected to both say Terraforming Mars because everyone loves to hate it. But I agree Terraforming Mars is horrific. It never bothered me, but it's not good. But I almost prefer Terraforming Mars because it's so bad and how clip arty it is that I almost find it amusing. Versus
I agree.
Alien Frontiers looks like they tried and didn't pull it off, which is less entertaining.
Yes.
Yeah. So that would be okay. Cool. Great. The first disagreement. Number 4. Which video type from your own videos do you prefer more? Live streams or top 10 lists? 3, 2, 1, go.
Top 10.
Yeah, top 10.
Nice. Why?
Yeah, that was hard deciding because they're so different to do. I love live streams because interacting with people in the community gives me so much. It's so many great people out there. Have I understood the question right?
Yes,
I'm
just looking at you answering.
But also like doing a top 10 list with you. I love doing that because we have a lot of similar tastes.
Yeah.
But when we disagree, it's very fun to like
absolutely.
debate.
And I might disagree myself now. Like it's a hard question.
That was really hard.
But the thing is,
hard.
we haven't. If we were doing more live, it might have been live. I enjoy more because we only do Q&As because we tried doing some playthroughs and that didn't work with the setup we have now. Sure. So Q&As is basically a thing we have done live. We've done one top 10 list live, so mashing them together. Just because I was lazy and thought doing them live is easier because I don't have to edit afterwards. Yeah, I know. You're like me. You don't do editing.
I try.
Yes, absolutely. It's the best. But so I agree with you. Like the top 10s of seeing it because we don't know each other list and getting to that point where we get those. I think the best moments for me in your videos is the times where we disagree or we do something that makes the other person really shocked or something, and that happens in those top 10s a lot more than in the reviews or
the
because
live.
those are even though we will be like top 10s,
like
basically.
pretending to like choose Orleo Stories as your top game of the year. That is pretty fun.
Did you do
I
that?
think that might be.
Did you really do that?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh!
Yes.
And I watched your review.
That is the best moment.
That was one of my first videos I watched from you. Your review of Orleans Stories. I remember that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So start with a positive one, yeah.
Yes, start with the positive one. No, I can't remember which was the very first. It might have been the first. I discovered you mid 2020 at some point, and I remember that was an early one that I saw. Very cool. Okay, number 5. Which game would you recommend first to someone who's never played a game before? Tapestry or Steampunk Rally? 3, 2, 1, go.
Steampunk Rally.
I forgot what Steampunk Rally was.
You had to answer after 3. You were
Oh yeah.
It was.
Steampunk Rally is Roxley, the racing dice game. You build up a steampunk engine.
That is really nice. Yeah, that one.
Because that is a fun game.
Oh, again, I thought you had Tapestry.
No. Yes, we have it. I'm not like looking into the future, but I don't think it's gonna stay for me. But I enjoy
that
it
is
when
a spoiler.
Yeah, I know.
We're not supposed to talk about this.
I know, but we haven't even played it yet this year, so it's not that. But the thing about Tapestry, we had a lot of fun when we played it.
Oh yeah, much fun.
But there's just so much randomness in it for me, which is like a problem I have with a lot of summer games, like in general. And so and Steampunk Rally I haven't played in years, but I remember just loving it, and I played it with new players, played with many players, and everybody had a blast.
I've played it once, I think, and I think it's a very nice way to both for experienced players and new players to get into this engine building, because it feels like you're actually building an engine, so that is a cool theme.
You are.
But like getting those combos feels really rewarding. So I think like non-gamers will also feel like they can accomplish something. Tapestry, I don't think it has the staying power maybe to be in our collection. I'm very wondering about that. But to new players with the special abilities, that can feel very unfair if you don't know the game.
And also, like if you not haven't played anything, I think like racing around the track is more exciting as a theme than moving on tracks.
That makes sense. Yeah, the reason I picked those
two
is
What is your opinion?
So I'd probably go Steampunk Rally. The reason I picked those two is because I think Tapestry is easier to teach. Pure mechanics out the gate, it's much easier to teach people to what's going on. But Steampunk Rally is a little more intuitive once you know how to play. Versus Tapestry, you're like looking at all these boards and these tracks, and you're like, how's this work? And I agree with you. I didn't even think of what you said, Giannis, that the fairness part can definitely be a bite to new players. Walking in and feeling unbalanced, that can certainly be a factor. So I think, again, and the racing thing. Yeah, I think you covered more points than I had. But yeah, I agree with you. Both good call. Number 6. Which artwork do you prefer? Via Nebula or Viscounts of the West Kingdom? 3, 2, 1, go.
Via Nebula.
Wait, what did you say?
Oh,
you said
I said Viscounts.
Viscounts. Oh, you both. Okay, awesome. Yeah. Okay.
I like the artwork of I don't know what the artist name is,
Michael,
but
Mr. Michael,
yes, I really like the artwork. I know there is a very mixed like feelings about his artwork, but I really enjoy it. Yeah. And when you said like which ones do you prefer, I instantly imagined how Viscounts looked, but I didn't like instantly remember how Via Nebula looks, so that makes greater impact on me. So that is what I chose.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I like Via Nebula as well. I like the art style there, and I love Michael's artwork. It just I feel like and I really enjoy the games they do, but they all look the same basically, like very much so. He has his characters, and that is fine. No worries about that. Like Clemens France also basically has that, but they're not that unique. So the like uniqueness of the Michael makes the games blend a bit more. Like you're like, oh, which game was that? And using so that's basically the reason for me.
Well, that absolutely makes sense because I'm with both of you. I agree with everything you both said, and I will refuse to answer the question myself. Excellent, great. Number 7.
I just wanted to test your theory here.
Sure.
So if you like chocolate cake a lot, and vanilla cake is also fine, but then there's a lot of chocolate cake, would you pick vanilla cake then? I don't know if vanilla cake is even a cake. I just needed 2 cakes.
No, I happen to agree with the theory though. If you like 2 things very similarly and you have one of them a lot, like I love Chinese food, absolutely. But if I have it for 3 weeks straight,
Oh, yeah,
I will then
that
go
is
for some
true.
pizza.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just imagining a lot of chocolate cake and being happy to have all that chocolate cake.
Yeah, but now we're talking about artwork and I can't eat that. So
That is true. Board games are not food.
no.
Okay. This is an interesting one. So, okay, number 7. Which of these designers do you feel you are more likely to love their next game, sight unseen? Okay, so designers, which one just inherently do you think you're more likely to love? Laurie or Stefan Feld? 3, 2, 1, go.
Stefan Feld.
Woohoo! Whoa, okay, fine. And you like dwellings, don't you?
Oh, yeah, I do.
Yeah, I'm a very much a Care Bear, and the luck and the combat is like not my favorite mechanism in the world. But I think Laurie is a stellar designer as well. But Stefan Feld is like our favorite.
It's a staple for us, basically. We have 18 of his games over there that we're doing playthroughs of. So
yeah, we're doing
like
the series of his playthroughs now. So we obviously like his games. Yeah.
Nice.
I mean, I don't like all of them,
Yeah.
but at all. But there is just I will always like it. But Laurie is going to be like I'm going to pick up the new game for both of them because Laurie is also coming to the point where I'm just going to get a game because
Have you
I
played
enjoy.
Crystal Mountain yet?
Yes, I think we did a review. I don't know.
Oh, we did.
I don't remember things.
We complained about like the
not being able to see things. Yeah,
under the big like what do you call it?
Those
blips.
Yeah. Very cool. Yeah, Stefan Feld for me is someone who some of my favorite games are Stefan Feld games, and I will never play a game of his. Will never. I generally have not played any games of his that I didn't like, but there are ones that really stand out, and then a lot of good games. But yeah, very interesting. Cool. Number 8. Which was better, Pandemic Legacy Season 1 or Season 2? 3, 2, 1, go.
Season 1.
I haven't played Season 1.
So you're a little locked in there.
I'm not happy about that because
I played it like twice.
Interesting.
That was in the middle of it.
So this is interesting. So you've played Season 1 and Season 2.
Yes.
And you've only played Season 2.
Yeah.
And you prefer Season 1.
Yes.
I'm very curious. If you ever play Season 1, I'm very curious what your opinion is. Because my wife and I are split on this. Rena prefers, but the order is, I think the order is part of it. Because I prefer Season 1, she prefers Season 2. We both have played both, but she played Season 2 first, and I played Season 1 first. And I'm wondering if the order alone is enough to be that initial memory or something else. Because I think they're both solid, but they both do things differently.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That makes sense. I played like a few months of Season 1, so I didn't get like the legacy feeling of it, but I got like more stuff and more exciting things happening than regular Pandemic, so that was neat. I liked Season 2, but actually it was in my overrated games list because it's so high on Board Game Geek and it's not that amazing in my opinion, so I think I would like Season 0 that we're playing now. I think that will top it for me.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I haven't played Season 0. I need to get my hands on a copy. But
we're halfway through, I think, but we have been for many months now. So
yeah, and we're not going to finish it for a long time now.
Just like in the middle of the night sometime, because we're playing with 2 other people. So.
Yes. Gotcha. Makes sense. Okay, question number 9. If you had to get rid of all your party games or all your cooperative games, which ones would you choose? 3, 2, 1, go.
Party games.
So that was easy.
And I don't like co-op games.
Oh, wow. Okay, so you really don't like party games.
But it's so the reason is that when you say co-op games, you also have, because I don't like most co-op games, but I like the storytelling co-op games like Tainted Grail, Aetherfields, Seven Continent, Gloomhaven, those kind of like campaign story-driven games I really like, and most of the co-op games I don't really like.
Yeah.
Cool.
I feel the same way. You put I would love to have the party games as well, but if you're making me choose, then I really,
that's kind of the point of the
I really want to play Frosthaven when that comes. So
which is neither a party game or there's a cooperative game. Never mind.
It's a co-op game.
Well, if I played it at a party, is it like, can I cheat?
Yeah, you can count this whatever you want. That's all good. Yeah. Okay. Question number 10. From the Oniverse, which do you prefer? Castellion or Onirim? 3, 2, 1, go.
Onirim, because it's the one we have played.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's fine.
Oh, no, I played Castellion once, I think. Maybe you also played it once.
Oh, yeah, I don't remember anything.
But we played it.
Castellion is the one with the tiles. We have to stack the tiles in different configurations.
We have played it 2-player once, but
Okay.
on Onirim we have both played a lot solo in the app, and also I played a lot solo on the table.
Yes.
And you played a lot 2-player as well, actually.
So that's an easy answer. You own both, though, right?
I do think so. I think I actually own 3.
Yeah, I remember Nautilion or
I think
something.
the underwater one is the other one we own.
Have you played any of them?
I played all of them. My favorite is probably Sylveon and Castellion. Onirim I really like a lot, but the problem is, so for me, I found that I don't truly appreciate just how good they are until I get to that 3rd level, because I always go through them one at a time, because they all have those different intro, then next, then whatever. So I can't compare them properly until I play the 3rd level of each. And I think the only 2 that I played the 3rd level of are Castellion and Sylveon. Well, Castellion and Sylveon, which are my favorite too. So yeah.
Cool.
Okay, number 11. Which do you prefer, game trays or broken token? 3, 2, 1, go.
Game trays?
Yeah, we don't really do a lot of inserts and stuff like that, so we can't.
But I really like game trays.
Yeah, I like because we have them in some Kickstarter games,
Yes.
so that's
And
I don't.
And when I get them in a game, I'm just like, yay, game trays. This is nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm always happy when there are game trays in my game, mostly.
Yeah, and you don't know that there are inside because I back it on Kickstarter and you just open it up and see what's inside.
We paid for that. Woohoo!
Yeah, no, I like game trays a lot. Broken token, there are some solid broken token systems that I really enjoy. Overall, for me, I'm going to prefer game trays because I don't have to build them myself. But there are some, when the final product is all settled and done, there are some game trays that I do prefer. But yeah.
Nice.
Sorry, some broken tokens I prefer. But in general, it's going to be game trays. Okay.
Yeah.
This is a fun one that's very relevant to your little culling going on right now. Number 12. If you could only ever play new games or older games, which would you choose? 3, 2, 1, go.
New.
Older.
Oh, another. Okay, great. I like this one. Go ahead.
I don't know. We have so many games in our collection which I just love, and I keep saying that let's take a break from playing new games because we have this and this and this and this and this, and I want to play all of it. Now we can do it though, but when we get some new games for review, I feel like sometimes there's a hassle to get through to them, like because we have to play them more than once and twice to do a proper review, and sometimes it's not a game that I really want to play more than once, and it feels like a hassle. So if I would choose like right now, I think I would be very happy with the collection that we have, and because we have so many great games.
Yeah, so for me, I've been like this in video games and everything. I just love the exploration of getting, like, seeing the new thing, seeing, okay, what did this designer do now? What is happening in the trend? There's a trend now of these kind of games. How can they evolve that into something? And until this year, when we have chosen to play all the things we have, I look at myself and I'm like, oh, never going to get time to play that. Never going to get time to play that. So it was almost like that until now. Like we maybe played like 80 to 85% of new games.
Yes.
And then like sometimes they had like a slow period of new games. I'm like, oh, let's play Fish Rolling, let's play like Lisboa or something that we really love.
Yeah.
So now we also get to find out what we actually really love and have like so when we have time to play those older games, we can play them. But yeah, I would rather play new games because I would be sitting like this and looking at the Kickstarters and looking at the Essen list and being like, yeah, let's go to Essen and buy nothing because we can't play it.
And also, like, one factor for me is that when you teach me new games, I fall asleep.
Yes.
That's a relevant factor.
Yeah, so when we're playing older games, there's just like a few rules to freshen up, and I know like the concept is much easier, so that also counts a little for me.
So I'm really looking forward to teach you Feudum this year.
Oh no. Why would you do that?
I haven't played it yet.
Because it's an amazing game.
I've heard Feudum is one of the hardest games to teach. Everyone even the people that love it are like, yeah, it is about an hour and a half of rules, but whatever.
Yes, it is. So that's why, like, we played it quite a few times when I got it, but you weren't living here then because you were studying.
Yeah, but I'm afraid of the game now. We saw like a table on a convention that we were at, trying to learn this game for the first time and playing it with like 5 people.
But they
or
learned
something.
it. They read the rules together. That's like, you should never do that for any game.
I think
they did.
Yeah, it was horrible. So they were still like playing the same game like 9 hours later or something. It was insane.
Never.
I felt so bad because at the morning, the guy who bought it come up to me and say, "Hey, I bought this because of you." And then he spends like 9 hours on that. Okay, they hate me now.
Codenames. Codenames is the one game
Yes.
you can read and play at the same time.
Yeah.
Oh dear lord, that is horrific. Yeah, you can't do that at all whatsoever. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So yeah, in terms of the answering, I hear and agree with both. I love the process of exploration. One of my favorite videos I ever did on my channel is why I keep playing new games, why I keep hunting.
Yeah.
But then the flip side of that is because I go into the video and I'm like, and because in 2016 I found this, and in 2017 I found this, and I talk about like
Yes.
Innis, Blood Rage, what's it called, the Endless Winter, which is coming out, Super Fantasy Brawl. The amount of new games that I love that I've added to my collection, I would be incredibly sad to stop that process of exploration.
Yeah.
I'd also be incredibly sad to not play a host of amazing games that are in my collection. Like an absolute.
Yeah.
It's hard either way. Good thing I'll not have to answer these questions. Okay.
Yes.
Number 13. Which is the harder game to teach? Speaking of which, this was not planned, but happens to work out. Which is the harder game to teach? Maracaibo or Teotihuacan? 3, 2, 1, go.
Oh, this is like
Teotihuacan, I think.
you don't pitch games. So.
Yeah, but I imagine
The process,
myself
either way.
now.
Either way.
Yeah.
Yes.
Teotihuacan, you feel so?
I think so.
I was slow this time. I would say Maracaibo, I think.
There's a lot of the
Teotihuacan has like
symbols in
it's a
Maracaibo,
bit more straightforward. Like you go there, you do the action. There's only like 7 different actions. You level up your die.
Yeah,
and you're done.
when you were speaking about it now, I kind of remember like the first time we played Maracaibo, that felt really unintuitive to us. Maybe my brain, like, don't quote me on this.
But it's online now, so it's kind of hard not to quote you on it. It's gonna get quoted like.
So Teotihuacan builds on more familiar principles that you've likely absorbed.
That is true.
Yeah, but I feel like both of them are very, in quotes, very straightforward. Like it's not easy games at any, but for me, like it's not the games where I feel like, okay, how was this rule again? How was this? It's basically move somewhere, do the action. But so then it was a hard one, and I didn't have a good answer.
Okay, number 14. This actually references a game that we talked about already. Which game do you prefer, Rajas of the Ganges or Barenpark? 3, 2, 1, go.
Rajas of the Ganges.
Nice. And why? You played both, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and we really like both, or I really enjoy both of them. Rajas of the Ganges feels like, I don't know, more exciting. Is that a thing I can say about a game?
Absolutely. So, I would say so.
I agree with you. I think I love both of them, but I agree that Rajas provides a more intricate puzzle the more you play it, whereas Barenpark's more straightforward.
Yes. And Rajas also has that. It just flows so well. Like it's very simple, the actions you do. And it's one of those games which for me, it's a very good sweet spot. Like it's a light medium game that it's easy to teach. It's a very neat worker placement to teach somebody. It of course has some quirks with the dice and how you use them, but I just feel like it works very well, and it just has that exact right amount of things happening that it doesn't feel too light, and it's just fun. It's one of those games where I just had so much fun when playing it. Barenpark is a good game, but it's more like sitting down and okay, do I want to place this? Okay, I place that over there, and I do that Tetramino thing and that. And so
it's
I
more
like it.
Solitaire. When in Ganges, I'm really like, I hope you go to my spot. I really need to go there to get this plan working, and that, I don't know, excitement I don't get from Barenpark, but I still love both games.
All right. Number 16? Sorry, number 15. Which company produces more deluxeified games, Roxley or Elf Creek? 3, 2, 1, go.
Roxley, because I don't think we own any game.
You don't own any Elf Creek
I don't
games?
know what any of those have published.
Roxley is Brass.
Brass.
Santorini.
Steampunk Rally, which we talked about.
Yeah.
And Elf Creek is going to be Honey Buzz, Merchants of the Dark Road, Atlantis Rising.
Oh yeah.
We were supposed to get some Honey Buzz, but we haven't gotten it because it's empty in storage, so we had to.
Sad.
Yeah, I just
looks like a nice game.
I need to get to the table. It's hearing good things about it, and it looks pretty. But
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Very cool. So that was a shorter one. Number 16, another preference game. Which game do you prefer, Nova Luna or Skulk Hollow? 3, 2, 1, go.
Nova Luna.
Oh, and Son of it looked like she really is struggling with which one.
Oh yeah, because they're so different.
Yes.
Skulk is actually one of the two-player like fighting games that I've been enjoying more than I thought. First time going into it, I'm just like, oh, this is not my kind of game because it usually isn't. But then I was just like, oh, okay, this actually is pretty fun. But Nova Luna has that just this mind puzzle that I keep coming back to because I really enjoy just puzzling with my mind. Yeah.
Puzzling with your mind. Yeah, it's more of like a Zen game. Nova Luna is more like relaxing. It's kind of like a relaxing patchwork because I can sometimes win. It's just and I like Skulk. It's one of those. Yeah, I agree with you. It is a good game, and I'm not sure where they will be at the end of the year, but we'll see that.
Have you played what's the other one? The Nova Luna Sagani. Have you played Sagani?
No, we've not played it.
I want to get my hands on that one. I've heard good things about it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
Cool. Okay. Which game? Sorry, number 17. And I think I know the answer to this one as well because you've mentioned it already, but it's another preference one. Which do you prefer, Feast for Odin or Caverna? 3, 2, 1, go.
Feast for Odin.
Yeah, so this one, when I wrote the question, I hadn't heard you talk about, I'd love to play my favorite older games like Feast for Odin. Yes.
Yeah.
No, it's my top 10. Is it in your top 10? I think it is.
Yeah, like low top 10. I think it's out of there now, but Caverna, we've not played it in a long time. I really want to play it again, but I doubt...
you will play it again.
You're like it's not gonna happen.
You're forgetting that you will actually play it again.
Well, I'm looking forward to that, but it's gonna be hard to beat Feast for Odin because it's so good.
Yeah, you know they just announced a new expansion for Caverna.
Yes, I saw that, but I would check it out. We don't have the first one either.
Is it called the Norwegians?
No, it's not Norwegians in Caverna.
We need more Norwegians.
We won't buy it. We only buy expansions called Norwegians.
Well, that's why you like the Feast for Odin more. It makes sense. You'll buy it.
Yes, absolutely. It's Vikings, and we are obliged to like it.
Yeah.
All right. Number 18. Which game is more intimidating to pull out? Edge of Darkness or On Mars? 3, 2, 1, go.
Yeah, Edge of Darkness.
Have you played both?
Yes.
Nice. Which do you like better? Bonus question.
Oh, I think
Mars.
I just wish that Edge of Darkness had more components and a smaller box. And yeah, it's just a box size really that stops me. I love like the big cards where you put your workers. I really like that, but then again, it takes up so massive. It's a massive box, and a game needs to be really, really, really big to stay in the collection with such a big box.
Yes.
So,
did you back Dead Reckoning?
Yes.
That one's a good one. I haven't played Edge of Darkness yet, but Dead Reckoning is very good. Yeah.
The problem for me with Edge of Darkness is that it's best for me, and we agreed on it. It was best with 2 players, but it was just so much stuff to take up and set up for 2 players just to play because it felt like Dominion just better, like more evolved and in a different way. But just like putting up that tower and building it and putting all that and shuffling the cards and finding the right cards and doing like 16 different action spots. So it's an easier game to play than On Mars, because On Mars is a sort of game which is just all of the rules and all of the things
harder
and
for the brain
exploding. But yeah, it's basically that feeling of I feel Edge of Darkness was a bit too long with more than 2 players. So, but we're gonna play it.
Have you played them both?
I've played neither. No, I play a lot of games. I haven't played half the games I asked you about. Usually, what I do is here's the problem. I want to play a lot of games. So once I do these collaborations, I take that as an opportunity to find out more information about all the games that I want to play and whether I should really play them or not. But yes, like now I know, for instance, to cancel my order of Twa Dice. Apparently. Number 18. Number 19. Which Burnt Island games do you prefer? In the Hall of the Mountain King or Endeavor Age of Sail? 3, 2, 1, go.
Endeavor.
Were you saying Endeavor too?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. And why Endeavor?
That is a hard one for me. I think like Endeavor feels more fresh in the long run for me. It is so solid. In the Hall of the Mountain King is also a very solid game, but for me, like the main thing that I like about In the Hall of the Mountain King is the cascading resources. The building on the Tetraminos isn't the like shining point of the game, but in Endeavor, it's so much that shines together at the same time. If that makes sense.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I hear that. Do have you played with a lot of the modules in Endeavor?
We played with quite a few of them when we did before we did the review.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, so for me, I like Endeavor's core system more, I think. But I'm not such a huge fan of those modules. I feel they add complexity without adding a lot to the actual experience. Although I did get the expansion, I want to try that out a lot more. In the Hall of the Mountain King, I think I like the art more and the general idea. Like I love the cascading trolls. That's a lot of fun.
Yeah,
that's
that's
amazing.
super cool.
But I agree, it feels like a polyomino game where it's not really a polyomino game, which is an interesting combination. But yeah,
yes,
cool. A games I actually have played apparently, so I've played something here.
That's awesome.
Nice.
Yes. And lastly, to bring us to question 20, which again, based on something you said already, I think I know the answer to. If you could only get titles from one of these two companies, and again, not the other one, only one of these two companies ever again, which would you choose? Mindclash or Awaken Realms? 3, 2, 1, go.
Mindclash.
I don't know what any of them have written. Yeah,
I thought you'd choose Awaken Realms.
Not enough.
So Awaken Realms would be Isis Vanguard, Tainted Grail, Ether Fields, all that. And Mindclash.
But what have? Yeah,
Mindclash
tell me about Mindclash.
Anachrony, Tercarion, Cerebria.
Actually, I would do fine in my life without both. Well, I love them, but they're so different games.
Yes.
I don't know which to choose. So yeah.
So
yeah.
Go ahead.
I like Awaken Realms stuff, but they are like on the edge of being not good enough. And hopefully Isis Vanguard will be better with Paul working on the rules and making the rules actually being able to read them, because that's a good start of playing your board game. But other than that, like when we get into Ether Fields and all those, they're a very good game, and Tainted Grail. But the other would make Heavy Euros, which is like the thing I like the most. So Heavy Euros is gonna beat out.
Have you
storytelling
played
games
Lords of Hellas or Edge of Darkness from Awaken Realms?
We am not.
No. Yeah. So for me, I haven't played. I played Edge of Darkness, which I eventually got rid of. Not Edge of Darkness. I call it Edge Dawnfall, which I eventually got rid of.
Oh, yeah.
And then Lords of Hellas, I have on my shelf. Really want to play it. I've heard a lot of good things, but that one's more my type of thing. Because I'm with you. I like a lot of their games. I like narrative. I loved Isis Vanguard. But at the end of the day, those things don't compare to me for a good area control game, which is my main thing.
Yeah.
So I'm intrigued with what they come out next. I'm intrigued with I'm even intrigued by The Great Wall, which is one of the Kickstarter games. But
yes.
We'll see.
Cool.
Yeah. And so that's gonna be everything. That's gonna be all 20 questions. We had what, like 4 or 5 disagreements? Not much. This pretty. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, we do agree on a lot of things.
Yeah, this was fun because most of the things that you asked about, I don't go around thinking about. So I was just like, that is really hard questions.
Yeah, so I started.
And also being had to answer me.
Yeah, I started with just a list of titles and asking back and forth, and I was like, this is gonna be a very boring video if I just ask which game you prefer the whole time. And so I started coming up with like whatever wild, crazy questions I could. That my favorite one is the new versus old, because that one I really don't want to answer at all. Like I had somebody.
Yeah, that was hard.
Yeah, I had somebody ask me in a different situation which 2 games I would keep if I could only keep 2 games, and I was like, I would rather not answer that. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I chose Terraforming Mars and Blood Rage, if I'm not mistaken. I think.
Oh,
cool.
Yeah, it's very hard, but Terraforming Mars, I do like Terraforming Mars a lot. But yeah,
it's a good game.
And so that's
when I try to, if I try to answer that question, I'm like,
but you don't have to.
No, but then I have to imagine myself like the house is on fire and I have to grab 2 games, but I can't answer it then either. I would like.
I think I would grab something else.
Grab clothes.
10 games.
Or
clothes. Would you grab clothing? That makes no sense.
No,
like, the easiest thing to get the news.
I thought if I was asleep and I didn't have clothes on.
Yes.
Well, that's a good starting point. But yeah. So yeah.
Running about without clothes with games.
Johanna Sonova, thank you so much for coming on. To those who, I mean, first of all, you already know a lot more about apparently things that they didn't necessarily know themselves, and you can head on over to their channel to watch a whole bunch more stuff like we talked about at the beginning, reviews, playthroughs, lists, live Q&As, and apparently this year, their 600 game collection and which ones are staying and which ones are keeping. Fun fact, let's go with a fun bonus question at the end. From the games, from the 20, I think you've done, let's do the first video you did, from the 24 games you've gotten rid of in the first video, which one was the hardest to choose?
I think that might have been Jaipur for me. Yeah, because that is so nostalgic for us, and it's a nice game, but yeah, and the old edition as well looks so good. So that was really hard, but we decided to call it.
And now we don't have to talk about it because the more we talk about it, the more I'm like, want to go into the hallway and just take it and put it back on the shelf.
Still have mine. I got Jaipur a long time ago when I first got into board gaming, and I loved it. I thought it was so elegant, so clever, and it still is so elegant, so clever, but I've played it out. The only reason I still have it is because my daughter really likes it, and I play with her.
Yeah.
But if not for that, I would move on from it while thinking it's a great game, and I'd recommend it to anyone. It's one that there's not enough variation. You play it for 6 years, and there's only so many things you can do with it.
But what I think is really nice is that we got a lot of comments about which games that people would enjoy to get that we were calling. And a lot of people said Jaipur, and I was just like, okay, people really like this game, and I would rather give it to someone that will actually play it. Yeah, so that makes me happy.
For me, it would go the other way around. If there's a particular game that people are like, I want that one, I'd be like, actually, I've had second thoughts about this game. I win it. But yes, very cool. Okay, excellent. Thank you so much for coming here today. This is an absolute blast. And again, everyone else, links in the description down below. Go on over to the channel, check it out. And as always, until next time, have a good one.